Wagoneers, today we're going to unbox and review Unmatched Jurassic Park Dr. Ellie Sattler vs. T-Rex. This game was designed by Restoration Games and Mondo Games, and it's for ages 14 and up for 2 players. It takes 20 minutes to play. Unmatched is one of my favorite game series, and you can watch other Unmatched unboxings up here. I collected a ton of Unmatched, and I think I got every single set. Also, I heard that the T-Rex is a big figure, meaning that it takes up 2 spaces on the map. So instead of saying 2 miniatures, it should say 1 miniature and 1 bigature. On the back, there are sections that tell you a bit about the characters in the set if you didn't know much about it. Now let's unbox it. Here's the rule book, and it tells you how to play and some extra rules. Here is the T-Rex dial, and it's so big. It's like so big. It has 27 lives. 27 lives is the most ever for any character. And here's Dr. Sattler's insight tokens and the dials for Dr. Ian Malcolm, which is her sidekick, and of course Dr. Ellie Sattler. And on the bottom are the insight tokens, and she uses them like somewhat distract T-Rex. Now for the map. I wonder if there's anything special for the map. And of course on the back they always show the Jurassic Park island. I like that. This one's called T-Rex Paddock. And there's nothing special about this map. But it does look, it looks similar to the raptor paddock. Oh, and also here's Dr. Ian Malcolm. Here's Dr. Ian Malcolm. And now for the figures. Well, Dr. Ellie Sattler is actually pretty tall for a human. And here, T-Rex. Come on, T-Rex. You know how to get out of the blocks. I'm not breaking this. I'm gonna put, there we go. Look at T-Rex. He's so huge. His teeth, I can feel the sharp teeth. The food. Now let's open the cards. Let's do Ellie Sattler first. So to start off, Dr. Ellie Sattler is melee with 13 health, and Dr. Ian Malcolm, her sidekick, is melee with 7 health, and they both move 2. The special ability is after Dr. Sattler or Dr. Malcolm move, place an insight token in their new space. You have 5 insight tokens, and insight tokens will help with different abilities on their cards. And here are special rules about Dr. Sattler's insight tokens. It says, whenever either of your fighters move to a new space, place an insight token to their new space. Tokens may be placed in spaces with other tokens, including other insight tokens. These tokens have no effect themselves, but many of your cards interact with them. When you remove insight tokens from the board, return them to your supply. You can place them on the board again in the future. If you would place an insight token but don't have any in your supply, nothing happens. There's only one attack-only card in this whole entire deck. You would think there's more, but there's only one card that only lets you attack. Most of these are versatiles. And it's a 2-value attack for Dr. Sattler, and it says, during combat, increase the value of this card by the number of insight tokens on the board. Remove all insight tokens from the board. So you want to play, so that's how you refresh all the insight tokens, and also they also help you with how many you place down. So you want to place down as many as you can, and then once you place down all that you can just use that card, and you can put all of them back in your supply. Sounds pretty good. So it can be a 7. Here's the okay one. It's a 2 defense for any of the fighters. And it says, after combat, you may place your fighter in any space with an insight token. So that helps like running away from like fighters. Here's another one that is called I Think We're Back in Business. It's a zero versatile. I think that's the first zero versatile I ever saw. And it says during combat, the value of this card is equal to the number of cards in your hand. So you basically want 7 cards in your hand if you want the most out of this. And that's another 7. So Dr. Sattler has very high attacks if you can do the most of the card. And lastly, here's the only scheme in the deck. There's only one scheme card in this entire deck called The Future of X Mrs. Malcolm. And it's for Dr. Malcolm only, and it says draw 2 cards, place an insight token in Dr. Malcolm's space, and gain an action. So that's about all for this deck. Now for T-Rex. So first of all, T-Rex is melee with 27 health, and he has no sidekick. All it says on the bottom is roar! And he can move only 1 space. But it says T-Rex is a large fighter, which is obvious. She can attack up to 2 spaces away. At the end of your turn, draw a card. So I think T-Rex will be exhausting because eventually after like 30 rounds, you'll eventually get exhausted. So starting off, here's a scheme card called 65 Million Years of Got Extinct. And it says choose a card in your discard pile other than the 65 million years of Got Extinct and add it in your hand. So you can grab any card in your pile and put it back in your hand. So you won't get exhausted that much. But there's only 2 copies of that. Here's a defense card called You're Just Making Her Angry. It's a 1 defense, and it's during combat you may boost this card. If you want the combat, return this card into your hand. So basically, you just use a card, and then you can put this back in your hand over and over again. Here's an attack card, 2 value, and it says, and the effects are, during combat, you may boost this card. After combat, if you want combat, draw 1 card, gain 1 action, and take 2 damage. So, I heard that T-Rex, it used to be way too OP, which means overpowered, and that so all the cards some of the cards in her deck makes her take damage. That way she'll be a bit more balanced. But I think they add too many cards of that. And here's the last card, which is a 2 versatile, and says during combat you may boost this card. If you want the combat, deal 1 damage to each opposing fighter in T-Rex zone. So that one's very good with like a lot of sidekicks with like Elektra, Robin Hood. But that's about all for these decks. We're going to play 2 live streams and come back with our final thoughts. And we're back. It's actually been a while since I've played this game because we went on a vacation and then we kept holding off filming this final thoughts, but here we are, we're back. And I'm going to talk about my favorite cards. So my 3 favorite cards in Dr. Sattler's deck are probably all the ones that interact with all her insight tokens. There's this attack card called You Never Had Control, that's the illusion. For every insight token that you have on the board, you get +1 value to this card. So since you have 5 insight tokens in total, you can get this up to 7, and there are 2 copies. So that's pretty good for Ellie Sattler, considering her base printed value is usually 2. I played a lot with her, and she has not really failed to win yet. She barely dies, which is amazing. Speaking of dying, the reason why she doesn't die is because this card helps her heal, which is immediately draw a card, and then you recover health to the amount of insight tokens on board, And then the most that you can have on the board, of course, is 5. So you can heal up to 5 with this. And then this one is a bit different. This is called violently if necessary. 3 value versatile, and it says after combat, deal 2 damage to each opposing fighter on or adjacent to a space with inside token. So that's very helpful against many fighters with many sidekicks or heroes, I guess, such as Raptors, Elektra, or Robin Hood. And that's it for Dr. Sattler. I like her because for the little amount of prim values that I have up here, she can actually heal quite a lot, and it's pretty amazing how much attacks she can do. Plus, she has her sidekick, Dr. Ian Malcolm, and he can help her travel around the board a lot. And also, he does have a few schemes. And then my 3 favorite cards for T-Rex. By the way, this is the huge T-Rex figure. This is one of my favorite figures, actually. First of all, there's a scheme I really like. It's called Ripples in the Water, and the effect is place T-Rex in any space in her zone. Then each opponent with a fighter adjacent to T-Rex randomly discards 1 card. This is very good because while we did a live stream T-Rex versus Ellie Sattler, my dad basically just kept playing this. The next card is called Terrifying Roar. It's a 3 versatile, and says immediately fighters cannot leave their space for the rest of this turn. So this is very good if it's your opponent's turn and they try to attack you on the first action and then move away. My dad does that a lot, and this is a perfect card for him to not do that. And the last card is a 2 value attack called When Dinosaurs Rule the Earth, and it says during combat you may boost this card. And then after combat, if I want, draw a card, gain an action, and take 2 damage. The reason why they make T-Rex take 2 damage is that he used to be too OP. So they had to basically, instead of working hard on making new cards, they just decide for some of the cards to make T-Rex lose some health. Overall, I would rate this set, I would rate this a 9 out of 10. Unmatched is my favorite game series. The lowest value is probably Buffy with a 7 out of 10, but that's the lowest. My favorite set is definitely Little Red because she's my favorite fighter to use. My second favorite set might be this, actually. It was a very good set because I like the art in this. The backs of the cards just feel very relaxing to me. I don't know why. Just the colors purple and pink on the back are very cool. And also the artwork, they're getting super good at the artwork. My favorite fighter in the set is probably Dr. Ellie Sattler. The T-Rex, I like the figure better for T-Rex, but the way that Dr. Ellie Sattler plays is probably better because T-Rex damages himself, so that's the part that I don't like. If he didn't damage himself, he would have been perfectly good. I wonder if they're gonna add other dinosaurs such as Triceratops, Dilophosaurus, or Allosauruses. If this game looks fun to you, you can purchase this at the link in the description. And by the way, before you go, starting October 1st, we're gonna do an Unmatched tournament where all 32 fighters, besides Genie and Houdini, are gonna fight in a tournament to see which one comes out to be the best. Because it's gonna be called 30 Days of Fight. If this looks fun to you, you can purchase this at the link in the description. Bye!